you were diagnosed with a condition called myasthenia gravis that, if people don't know, that's a pretty intense autoimmune condition that for the most parts is, quote unquote, incurable. So tell me your story around that, because I can only imagine that there must have been a lot of growth that took place in the process of finding the answers to heal that within yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And in fact, the answers did come within myself. The answers came within myself, although I asked the question in many different avenues. I tried many different things. And what really worked for me was this process of self-inquiry and looking at what was underlying the problem. So I got diagnosed in 1995. I was pretty severely paralyzed in my triceps, different muscles, double vision, droopy eyelids. If you know myasthenia gravis, that's kind of the presentation of the systemic symptoms. And I went to this thing called, I actually got accepted to CCNM, and I deferred for a year, and I went to travel, and on the road I came down with these symptoms and I had to come home. So I had a dialogue, and in the dialogue, the practitioner asks questions. Well, what do you mean by that? How do you feel about that? And I learned this and then have evolved it over my 20 years of practice into my course, holistic counseling. So I was asked the question after one of my answers, well, what makes you think you need to be perfect? That was the question I was asked, and I had never thought about that before. That was a game changer. That was like the pillars of heaven shaking for me, because I had never thought about it. It was a given that I needed to be perfect. That's what I felt at the subconscious level. So it happened with me that the answer was also, the question was also the answer, that I don't need to be. And I had a spontaneous healing right on the moment. I felt my arms getting strong. Chi, that life force just flowed into me, and I felt relieved of this pressure that I'd been putting on myself, believing I needed to be perfect. And in that moment, I learned something that I'll never forget, and it's helped me navigate through the years of, when you're in practice, you get to all kinds of question marks and uncertainties and struggles and difficulties and painful processes. This experience that I had with myself was the guiding light to know, and not doubt. This is something I haven't doubted, that the body reflects what the mind believes. The body is a faithful puppy dog. The cells are passive reflections of the mental emotional field. So when I was believing I needed to be perfect, I was going the internal stupid.
Yeah.
If I wasn't perfect in my own judgment, I was a judge and jury and executioner.
Yeah.
So then I would attack myself. And when I would attack myself, the cells would respond to this self-attack and they would attack themselves. So the body was reflecting what was going on in the mind, and hence autoimmune disease. So I've seen that in most of my cases of autoimmune disease, that the person has some kind of energy turned against themselves, hatred towards themselves, self-loathing, anger, guilt, shame that they're internalizing. I've seen that in most cases as a root cause, because I see the cause as being in the mind. And the other realms that we work in are very complementary, the emotional stuff and the physical, all the good things we do as naturopaths. So that was incredible. And that, was a really good precedent for me. It was before I started naturopathic medicine. So then I went in with that experience. And it's been a guiding light ever since, that experience with myasthenia gravis.